Cinderella, Aschenputtel by Brothers Grimm, brought to you by TellStory.net. Stories from around the world. Once upon a time, a man lived with his daughter from his first marriage. She was kind-hearted and beautiful, beloved by all who knew her. After some years, he married again, choosing a woman with 2 daughters of her own. This new stepmother was cruel and vain, and her daughters inherited her wickedness. From that day forward, the gentleman's daughter was treated with scorn. They stripped her of her fine clothes and gave her only rags to wear. They took away her comfortable bed and made her sleep on straw in the kitchen. All the hard work fell to her, scrubbing, cooking, washing, and tending the hearth. Each day, as she sat among the cinders for warmth, the ashes covered her clothes, earning her the name Cinderella. Years passed in this way. Cinderella's father, heartbroken by his daughter's suffering, soon died, leaving her entirely in the stepfamily's power. Yet despite her hardships, Cinderella remained virtuous and gentle, doing her work without complaint. One day, a grand ball was announced at the royal palace. The king's son would choose a bride, and every eligible maiden was invited. The stepsisters spent weeks preparing, demanding new dresses and jewels, which Cinderella helped them arrange.
May I attend the ball?
Cinderella asked quietly. Her stepmother laughed harshly.
You? In those rags? You would shame us all. Besides, there is too much work here for you to abandon.
When the family departed for the ball, Cinderella wept by the kitchen hearth. As her tears fell, a white dove landed at the window, followed by countless other birds. They gathered around her, and in her distress, Cinderella cried out.
Oh, if only I could go.
The birds flew away, and Cinderella thought no more of it. But her mother, who had been buried beneath a hazel tree in the garden, heard her daughter's sorrow. That night, magical forces stirred in the world. When morning came, Cinderella found a splendid dress and a pair of golden slippers at her feet, along with the invitation to the ball. Astonished, Cinderella dressed herself and set out for the palace. At the ball, the prince was immediately drawn to her beauty and grace, though none recognized her as the servant girl from town. He danced with her throughout the evening, and Cinderella's heart soared with joy. But as the clock began to strike midnight, Cinderella remembered she must leave. She fled the ballroom, and in her haste, one of her golden slippers fell upon the palace steps. The prince, determined to find her, sent forth his servants with the slipper. They traveled from house to house, seeking the maiden whose foot would fit it perfectly. When they came to Cinderella's home, the stepsisters fought desperately to force their feet into the slipper, even attempting to cut away their flesh to make it fit.
Is there no other maiden in this house?
The prince's servant asked.
Only our servant, Cinderella. But she did not attend the ball.
The stepmother replied bitterly. Yet when Cinderella emerged and the golden slipper fit her foot perfectly, the truth was revealed. The prince recognized her at once, and they were married in great joy. As for the stepsisters, they were punished for their cruelty. The white doves that had helped Cinderella took their revenge, pecking out the sisters' eyes as a consequence for their wickedness and hardness of heart. Blind and alone, they wandered the world in darkness, a fitting fate for those who had caused such suffering. Cinderella, having never lost her virtue despite her trials, lived happily as the prince's wife, and her days of sorrow were ended forever.